Before I do the video, I just thought I would show you, because some people ask me, how do you record these videos? So here's what I do. I get everything. You have to get everything organized for the video because you don't want to be getting up. So you want to make sure that you have all the materials you need, your punches, everything that you're going, even if you're not going to use, but you're going to show in the video. So here's the paperwork, the things that I need for the beginning of the video, for putting it all together, and here's the gadgets that I use. So I record with my iPhone. I have this little microphone here that I use. It's like a shotgun, a small one, and I can see everything on my computer just so I know if it's out of frame or something, or if I need to zoom in. And speaking of which, let's zoom out so you see the whole area. And I have some extra lights here. Sometimes I need it, so I use some of those lights too. So there you go. That's my recording area. Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to go from a simple box like this, which I made myself. By the way, before I begin this video, I want to just let you know that my next video, I've had some requests for box making and using ScanNCut for box. So I'm going to do a few of those. And the first one that I'm going to do is to show you how to actually create a box. So I'm already working on the templates here. This is like a simple lidded box like this. So this is going to be my next video. I'm going to teach you how to create your boxes for whichever, how to calculate the sizes, the size of paper, how to cut it, how to put it together, but also how to make it very sturdy, because sometimes you make some of these boxes that are kind of flimsy. So I'm going to teach you how to get this template here and how to make a very sturdy box. So that's for the next video, but I just wanted you to know. In any case, that's how I made this one. As you can see, it's very, very sturdy. See, it's not flimsy at all, but still it's very cute. You can make that, but if you want to step it up a little bit, and if you have time, because it does take a little bit more time, you can do something like this. So you can go from a simple gift box to something like this, using whichever shape you want on the lid and on the back, because you're going to have the back too. Let me just show you how it works. So this one I just did something with flowers, a lot of dimension here in texture. And what you do is actually the little box is here, right? What you're doing is just creating the lid. But today I'm going to teach you how to, the box is already made, that's the one we're going to work on today, but I'm going to show you how to create the shapes the right size so that this fits in it, how to do that on ScanNCut, and also where the shapes are, because I'm going to show you first on Canvas Workspace, where you have some options, but then I'm going to also go to the machine. I have a DX, but every machine has a few shapes that they offer, and I'm going to show you how to find some great frames there to use, and I'm actually going to use one from the machine today to make this box here. So I love making boxes. That's what I use my paper for. Many times I do matching. If I have a gift, I'll do something like this, and I'll create with the same pattern, same colors, same kind of design, and I'll create a card that will go with the gift box. So it just shows your loved one or whoever you're gifting that you took your time and you did something exclusively for them. So it's very special. So here's what you're going to learn today. You're going to learn how to, I'm not teaching the box, this is my next video, but I'm going to show you how to go from this to this, okay? And give you some ideas along the way. So let's have fun. We're all crafters. This is what we do, and I'm actually thinking about doing a live at some point with you guys to see what you guys are doing. Anyway, all right, so let's get to the video. We'll go first to Canvas Workspace to show you how to get all the measurements from there, and then we'll go to ScanNCut, and then we'll put it together. So here I have opened the downloaded. I'm sure you have most of this on your desktop option of Brother Canvas Workspace. I'm working on the one that you download, but it will be pretty much the same. The other thing is, as I said in the beginning, I'm going to also teach you how to do this on the machine on a ScanNCut, because I actually found some excellent frames for tops, and we're going to use one of them when I show you on the machine, okay? And they are not here. They don't have these shapes here. So that's the good thing about having both. So here on Brother Canvas Workspace, we're going to choose. And that's the great thing here. You have all these shapes to choose from. You can even make, let's say the person just moved to a house. You can make this like the top, the lid of the box, and also below the lid and the bottom of the box as this. This is the one that I chose when I showed you the one of the two boxes in the beginning. This is the one that I used for that, for the blue one. So we're just going to choose. I don't know which one I'm going to do today. So I love these ones, the scalloped ones. They're really nice. These are very nice too. So let me just scroll around and see which one I would want. Actually, Valentine's. It's Valentine's month here in the US. So you can totally use a heart as the lid. Yeah, these ones are not that much. These are actually more for building shapes. You put them together and I play around with them a lot. So I think I'm going to choose one of these. So this one will be cool. So the first thing you do is you find the shape that you want, and then in order for you to resize it, you need to know the size of the box that you're making. So I'm always going back to the box. Let's say it's a 3x3 box, so we need to resize it here. So you just resize 3. If you click here, you'll be able to let's say you want to do a rectangle. So the way to do it is you unclick this, so you can just move one side, like the width or the height, and they're independent. But I'm going to maintain. I want to make a square. So that's 3. Because I had already played with it. Let me just fix that. Okay, I'm going to maintain. So you know that this is the size of your box. So the lid has to cover the whole thing. I'm going to add colors because I always think it helps. So this one, let's see, the size that we have here is not going to fit because it's too small. See, you have all the corners here. So we know that we have to resize. I just do it, I eyeball it. You don't really need to measure so much. In this case, you just just keep going. We're almost there. So I think now we're good. So what we do is to see what that's going to look like as a lid. You just select both objects, get rid of this, and we're going to align objects. So you're going to center, and then again, and then you know that it's going to be perfect. You're going to have a little space here, and that's what you need. You need to have a little space on the corners here so it doesn't show. It's supposed to cover the whole lid of the box, right? So you know that the size is right. Now we can get rid of this. This is just to show you what you need. And you're going to need 4 of this. So we're just going to cut and paste or duplicate. The way you do it, you can either do Command-C, Command-V, or if you were using PC, it's Control-C, Control-V. So that's copy and paste. Or you can go here, there is Edit, and you can duplicate. Or, again, you can copy and paste, but duplicate is faster, so you just do that. So you're going to need 4 because you want it to be sturdy. And depending on the kind of cardstock that you're using, you don't want to use thin paper for this because you want it to be hard, right, and sturdy. So you're going to need 4 of those because you're going to glue 2 for the bottom and then 2 for the top. I actually, most of the times, I only use 1 on the top, or either that, or I'll just use 1 on the bottom. And since the top is the one that you're going to be moving and opening the door, so that needs to be sturdier. So that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to have 2 for the bottom, and 1 for the top, and then we're going to have the layer as I showed you in the beginning, right, when I showed you the boxes. So you need this to be a little smaller. It depends on how small you want the layer to be. This one, it looks good to me, but if you want it a little bit thicker, again, we're going to select both of them, and we're going to align here on Align Objects. You're going to align vertically and then horizontally, and then they're going to be perfectly centered. So it looks good, and you know that now all you need to do actually it's just to send it to your machine, because you have here 1 for the bottom, 2 for the top to make it very sturdy, and then you're going to use this one as a layer. And then that's all you need to know. And you do the same thing for any of these shapes here that you want to use, okay? As I said before, I use this one. This one is really nice too. Looks very cute. I actually used one time, I used this one as a sun, and I created this scenery that was very summery with a girl kind of playing and a dog, and it was really cute. So it depends on what you want. But this is ready, guys. That's all you need. Now what I'm going to do is to send this to the machine, and then depending on the kind of machine you have, I have a DX, so I can just export or transfer file via, you can just send it through Wi-Fi, so do it in whichever way you usually do to send something to your machine. And then we're going to go there. I'm going to retrieve, but before I retrieve this file, I'm going to show you how to use and actually how to trick. I love when I learn how to trick technology. And today I was kind of playing around with my ScanNCut, and I discovered that there are many nice shapes there, even better than the ones that we have here, that you can use. And that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you how to find them there and how to trick the machine, because you need to kind of tweak it a little bit, okay? All right, so let's go to ScanNCut. So here we are on ScanNCut, and today I'm going to teach you a new technique, one that you'll be able to use over and over again, but it's actually more of a mindset than a skill, because it will show you that you can always trick the machine into giving you the shapes you want. So when I was thinking about this tutorial today, I found a frame that actually a few of them that would be great that you do not have on Canvas Workspace, but you have it on your DX if that's the one you have. But don't worry, the technique I'm going to show you, even if you don't have the DX, I'm going to show you how to put this together and how to create the shapes on ScanNCut, how to resize and duplicate and all of that for any shape. So it doesn't really matter what it is. It's just that in this case today, I'm going to teach you how to trick the machine into giving you the shape you want. So if you go here and you click on the tree and the Eiffel Tower here, you're going to see a bunch of different, this is actually just folders. So if you click on this folder, you're going to see some fruits. Where I wanted to click is here, where there is this bookmark and this frame, because they have great frames. Look at this one. This one is perfect to go on the lid of a box. Some of these are really, really nice. So if you scroll down, look at these. This is one of my favorite. I love this one here. So today we're just going to choose one of these, and I'm going to choose one of these three because I want to show you how to trick the machine. So let's pick this one, because as you see, this one will be great for the lid because it's solid. But this one has a hole inside because it's actually a frame, right? But I'm going to show you how to actually turn this frame into a shape like this, solid. So when you click on it, we know that our box is 3 by 3 in this case, right? So we know that this has to be bigger than 3 by 3. So I'm just going to guess something here because it doesn't really matter right now. You just make sure that it's big, and then you just place it on your mat, And now that it's set on your mat, what we're going to do is we're going to actually bring a box, a 3x3 square, just so you have the measurement and you know what it looks like if it's going to be big enough. So we're going to say, okay, oh, sorry. We're going to say add. I'm going to click here. Add, oh sorry, when you go back, I did this a few times, which is good to show you. I kept going back here, but this doesn't really, it's not going back. It goes back to not the screen before, but actually if you click, it goes back here. But I want, and then you go add, and then you go back. So you have to actually click here on pattern to go back to these patterns, in which is what I want. So I just want a square that will be exactly the size of your box. So this will be depending on your box. Okay, mine is 3. So going down to 3, and you go, okay, that's good. Just set on the mat. So here it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to position this to see what it looks like. So it is a little bit larger. It's good enough, I guess, but I would have, because see where it's kind of complicated, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to just duplicate this, and then we're going to weld it so that it's solid and we'll be able to see, okay? So this we're going to edit, because I need more than one. Object edit, we're going to click on plus. I'm going to need 4. So there you go. Just move them around. Put one here, another one here, just so you know where it is. And what I'm going to teach you now is how to trick the machine, okay? But first of all, we need to know if this size is good enough. So see the red? That's the box moving around here. And you can tell that it's a good size. See? You have something covering here, the sides, like I showed you. Remember when I showed you on the computer that it has to go over all the corners. So it looks good, the size looks good. But when you look at it, it's going to have this hole. What I want actually is to keep one like this, and I'll show you why. I will use it actually as a frame, but I want one that is solid. So here's what you do, guys. We're going to actually use this box here, and you want to make sure that it overlaps. Let me just zoom in. I want to zoom in for you. Let me see, how do you zoom in here? My goodness. No. Let me zoom in. Oh, there. You click here. I want you to see what I'm doing, okay? So I'm going to, you see that this is, if you want to weld, if you weld this square here with the frame, it will get rid of the square, but it has to overlap everything. Because you wanted to weld this big rectangle here. So what you're going to do is click here. I want the little one, move it around for some reason. So I want it to be bigger than the whole. Let me just move again, just so you see what I'm doing. This, for it to weld and to turn this into a flat image, this needs to go down. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually object edit, and we're going to enlarge it. So what you're going to do is you're going to click here, because if you move any of these, the other one moves with it. That's because this is activated. So you deactivate it so that you can just increase the height, which is what we need. See, it's getting bigger. I just want it to be big enough to cover the one that's underneath. So just a little bit more. There you go. Fine. So I'm sure you're thinking, what on earth is she doing? So let me show you, because I want this to be solid. I don't want it to be a frame like this. So what you do is you go back here, go okay. You're going to select object, and it gives you 2 options. You either tell the machine, I want you to select this and this only. If you click here, it's going to select everything. I don't want that, because I'm just going to play around with these 2 here. So this might look complicated to do, but it's not. You just make sure that when you weld the forms, they overlap. So this needs to be bigger than this. That's it. So you say, okay, what do you want to do with this? That's what the machine is asking. What you're going to do is you click on edit, and you're going to weld it. Look at this. This is welding. Look what happens when you weld these two images. See? Now it's solid. And he asks you, because once you weld, you cannot go back. So you say, yes, I'm very happy with that. Perfect. So now you have the lid. See? This hole here disappeared. And what you're going to need, I actually duplicated these. Didn't need it, because you actually need more of these. I just need one frame, but I need to duplicate this one. So you're going to need 3 of those. Going to place it on your mat, because again, as I explained before, we're going to use one of these for the base. We're going to actually, since we have these two, we can use 2 for the base, because I'm going to use this on in here, okay? And that's that. So I already have my paper here uploaded. So what we're going to do now is just say, okay, we're going to cut it. Select, cut, and that's that. It doesn't have the start because I still need to put, I thought I had the paper there, but it isn't there. So I'm just going to get my paper in place, get the machine to cut, and then I'll be back and show you how to assemble the machine. I mean the box, okay? Now let the fun begin. I have all the parts cut here. I want to show you one of the things that I've not been doing a great job is showing you where which paper I use, the materials I used, even the punches that I used. If I did, like I did today, I used 2 punches. So I'm going to make an effort to always remember, because I know I'm a crafter too. I watch these videos and I want to know, what is that? I want one of those. So I will make an effort, okay? And I will create some affiliate links. So if you buy through my channel, then you are supporting me, but that's obviously your choice. One of the things that I want to talk to you about today, before I even begin showing the box, is I had kind of a bias towards using, when I had some papers that, you know, when you buy those paper pads and they come with pages like this one that I'm using, they have 1 or 2 sheets with a lot of beautiful creation that they do. I used to just look at them and go, nah, I want to create my own thing. I'm a stamper. I love to stamp and to color. And I don't love to color, by the way. But anyway. And now, you know what? I've decided that no, they go through the trouble of having all the colors coordinate. So why not use it? Many times I just use like a piece of it, like I did with this one, and I cut something out of it. But guys, use it. It's there for you to use, and especially when you're in a hurry, you don't have time to stamp and find the perfect thing, and they make it perfect because they coordinate the colors. So, by the way, I told you I'm going to do a better job at this. This paper that I use, and you can see that I have not much left. I use a lot. This has been my all-time favorite, I think. So here's the brand. It's called DCWV, and it's called Gilded. Let me show you here if I can. Oh, there's a lot of light here, but I'll read to you. It's called Gilded Orchard Stack. I'll have the link below, okay, if I find it, because I've had this for a long time, and it comes, see, that's where I cut the frame from, but it has some beautiful coordinating. Look at this one. Coordinating paper. I don't have much left. I'll just show you one more. I think I have like 5 pages of this whole stack, and it had like 48 pages or something. But anyway, here is our box. Let's put this together. This is the lid, and you use this inside the box. Look how cute that is. It just makes it pop, doesn't it? It just adds so much to the box. So what we're going to do, and I actually was thinking of using this other piece here inside the box, and that's what I'm going to do now. But I'm going to first round the corners because I want it rounded. So I'm using this EK corner rounder. You can find this in many places, but I will make an effort to see. Whatever I find, I will have the link below, okay? I'm going to see if I can get some affiliate links too. So that's one of the punches that I used. I think I need to just cut the perfection, it says. You just need to cut a little bit to match. There you go. We round it again to make sure that it's good. All good to go. So let's glue that to the bottom of the box. I just like to add some color. I'm a color person. I like flowers, I like colors. I think it always adds beauty. But when you make these boxes, you can just, actually the outside you just make solid because you're going to adorn it or embellish it, right? So let's just leave it there, just to add a little more grace to the box. It's a good word, grace. Okay, so that's that. Let's work on the lid because that's what we're actually adding here, right? So I have two. As I told you, I usually use two just to make it very sturdy. And what I'm going to do is this one, you have to make a choice. Do you want the box? Because you're not really going to see this because you're going to have the cover here. But in any case, you see a little bit. So you just make a decision on whether you want this or you want the color showing too, like this. It's your choice. But since I already have this, I don't want it to be competing with the lid, I mean with the bottom of the box. So I'm just going to make it solid. And when you turn the box, then you're going to see a beautiful paper too. So that's my choice. Let's just glue these two together. I'm using Tacky glue. This is a very good one. I use many different types of glues. It depends on what I'm doing. The mono, I think it's mono. I don't have it here to show you. That's my all-time favorite, but it's kind of pricey, so only crafters will understand that, right? When we say glue is pricey, we go, how can glue be pricey? Believe me, it is. It just is, guys. I don't have to tell you, but someone who is not a crafter would think, it cannot be pricey. Yes, it is. Especially when we use so much, huh? Okay, so the bottom is ready. I'm going to leave this here because we're going to spend more time on the lid. So this I'm going to glue again. Make sure that you have a lot right here on the border, I mean on the tip of the box, because you don't want it coming off. So I put it really on the edge here, especially the borders here. They need a little, put a lot of glue to make sure that it's centered. Sorry if you see my head now, but I need to make sure that it's glued right. And then I'll show you a tip on how to make sure that they align. Press it a little bit. I think I'm going to put something here just for weight. Maybe this little tiny punch will help. But you just hold a little bit for the beginning. There you go. And this punch is quite heavy actually. Make sure to get some glue off if you have any on the edges. So this should be okay. I'm going to put that aside and we're going to work on the more creative part, right? So I have these two here and I opted to have, I actually had initially another brown one, but I didn't, there's no contrast. So I decided, no, I want some more contrast. So first thing you're going to do is to glue. Make sure that there is a little bit of a difference. When you put it together, you see that there is a right way to do it. So let's just glue that first, and then we'll work on the embellishment, which is the fun part for me. It's the hardest part because it takes a little bit of composition and you knowing kind of the look that you want, and you know how it is. We change it a lot. Go, yeah, here's what do you want the bird? What do you want this or that? Glue. Glue is my nightmare. I get so much glue on my fingers and everything. All right, so here we go. That was a lot of glue. So the lid, let's just press a little bit, make sure that it's all well aligned, and that's why I like to use wet glue and not dry, because you have some wiggle room and you can wait a little bit, move it around, see where it's showing, see right here, just move it a little bit, and you have time to do that if it's wet glue. But if it's a roller, I love using rollers because they're so practical, but they do not allow you to move so much. So now let me just zoom in a little bit, since we're going to be focusing on this, okay? These are the elements that I put together for this. I have a bird. This is one of my favorite punches of all times. If I don't know what to use, I use that. Again, these are all from these inside inserts that they gave me. I actually just cut, I had things like this, and I just cut the flowers that they had. This is where I punched the bird. But I'm just going to work a little bit. I see how this one has a little bit of dimension. It's not flat like these ones here. It's a little bit different. That's because I worked on it. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So I usually have some kind of foam base. And I use these two things here. I will have the link. I don't know how to call this, but anyway, so what you do is you want to break the fiber a little bit. I'm going to use the smaller one of the petals. You just go around like this in circles. This breaks a little bit of the fiber of the paper, and then you'll be able to add dimension. Always in circular motion. So then you go up like this. It's already pulling up the paper. It's just a little touch that, I don't know, to me, I don't like to see these flowers very flat. And then I come with the big one in the center and I do the opposite way. See, you just added a little bit of dimension to the flower. Make sure you just, yeah, that's good. I think this one I'm going to leave flat because it's going to be like on the background. And I have a little bit of these leaves here. So the leaves, I use this sponge, which is one of my favorite. I've had this for, I don't know, more than a decade for sure. It's Martha Stewart. I'll see if I can find it, and I'll put the link below. But if you search for Martha Stewart leaves, and this one is the one that I use. I use this so much. This is actually Stampin' Up. So it's a Stampin' Up bird punch, I believe. I don't know if it has the name here. They should, but no. It should be bird punch, I guess. But I will search, well, Stampin' Up, as you know, you have to buy through Demonstrator, that's how they call it. So just go to their website and see if you find it. I don't think I can have a link. Well, I'll try. Anyway, okay, so let's see what we want here. Let's put the bird together first. I'm going to use one of these. I want to add a little bit of dimension to the wing. So what I'm gonna do is cut this in half, should be enough. It's just a foam, double-sided foam, just so it pops a little bit. The wing is not just straight on the bird. I like to add dimension, you know me. There you go. Should have cut here just a little. I'll just cut a little bit here so it doesn't show. So there, cut, use some foam, and I'm going to add that to the bird. See, it pops a little bit. It's not flat on the bird, but that's personal preference, right? So I want the flowers on the left side, like this, and maybe the bird will be around here with some. It comes with, gives you this too. I'm going to use that because I love that. And I'll just add some green with this. So let's start with the flowers. I'm going to have this one like that. Center this so you can see it better. Maybe a little bit more zoom. Yeah, there you go. So there, we're going, I think I'm going to add foam to these big ones here too. Same thing, I'm going to add the other half to this big one here. Again, just to add dimension, because these ones I already worked on them. And see, I want to just cover that light area there. Cute. Okay, so let's get one more of these dimensions. I think a little bit more than half should be good. I just want to show you the process too. I love to just watch videos on people, you know, showing how they do it. So gives you ideas, right? Always helps. So a little bit underneath here. That's good. See, flowers are all set, and you see that there is dimension there. One is flat, but the other two. Now let's prepare the area for the bird. I want to have some. I'm just going to glue in for this, since I need more precision glue. I'm going to use Glossy Accents. Oh, sorry, that was too much. Just use a little bit. And don't, when you use something like this, I usually don't glue the top part, because I actually wanted showing, not flat. And what helps too sometimes is to get your bone folder and just break the fibers a little bit like this. See? And it just helps it not be so flat. That's what I'm gonna use here. And use a little bit here, a little bit there. You just add some of these leaves, just so the birds, it's like a nest of leaves for the bird. Birds like nests. So over here, a little more. Let me just put it in place to see what else I need. So I need way more around here. Again, I'm going to break the fibers a little bit like that, just so it curves a little bit. Yeah, so I've been thinking about doing a live, because I love sharing, but I would love to see you guys and talk to you and see what you guys are up to in terms of art, and what just, yeah, I would actually love to know if you could write on the comments below what your preference is. Do you like, are you more like card makers? Do you want to learn more boxes? Because I do believe that I started as a card maker, and then I fell in love with boxes, because they go together, right? You give a gift and they usually go together and they're perfect. So let's see if I need some more here. More. It's kind of weird right now. More, more, more. Maybe I'll accelerate the video. And here we are, positioning the little bird. Put a lot of leaves there, guys. But I felt the need. What can I say? So there you are. Last thing we're going to do, and that's, let me show you a trick. You actually first put the lid on, because you want to make sure that the top is aligned with the, you don't want it to be offset like this. So for you to make sure that the correct place, you just look at it and you know where it should be placed. So yeah, once you know, you just pull it up, and then you kind of know here, you have an idea. Okay, again, a lot of glue. You don't want this to be flimsy or coming off. You can make marks with your pencil, but I kind of have practice with this, so I know where to place it. There you go. I'm going to use this again just to make sure your bone folder is good for this too. Use a bone folder for the corners to make sure that it's in place. There you go. I think it's kind of perfect now. It does take a while to glue, but just for the sake of the video, I am going to show you the final product. Put all of this aside. I have some more leaves left over for the next. And here we go. How about this, huh? Completely different from what you saw in the beginning. The box is here and you can see the box, but now it's totally different and absolutely gorgeous. Here it is. Let me just show you. You open and then that's what you have on the lid. Beautiful box, totally different, and another way, guys, for you to try out, to do new things and have fun, because that's why we craft, right? It's my therapy. I'm sure it is for most of you. So thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I will see you next time. I will bring you a detailed and a very precise, and I hear from you all the time that I take my time to teach, and I will take my time to show you how to create boxes for anything you want, okay? Thank you so much and have a great day.